Listen, good people, I know this is shaky as fuck, but what can I say? No food and a bunch of coffee, man, it's gonna do it. So tell me this. You know, we're constantly told to grow up. Cut the shit. You're an adult. And I have to say that that's the main reason for a lot of our problems, man. We've lost that Goonies-like mentality. We've lost our childlike nature. And I'm not talking about childish. I don't mean spitballs and pulling bitches' hairs and fucking kicking nuts or whatever you kids do nowadays. I don't know. I'm talking about that inquisitiveness, that curiosity, like that desire to fucking seek. Like, motherfucker, you give me a map right now that says you know where One-Eyed Willie's fucking treasure is, and we're down. Now, I can't walk very far because I'm fat and overweight, man, but I'm sure we will get there with today's technology. The technology that we now considered fantasy, delusional, mystical, spiritual. We now have physics proving what Eastern mysticism has been talking about for 5,000 years. So you now have permission to dream, to live outside of a box, the box of which never fucking existed in the first place. It was a social construct to keep our imaginations subdued. God forbid we come up with new ideas. So hold on to that fucking childlike nature like it's your life, because it is part of you. It's the equivalent of the male and the feminine part. They make who we are, man. You want to play fucking tag? Play tag, man. Play hide and seek in your condo. Fucking shut off the lights. Put on those fucking little glow ducts that they use in caves and play hide and seek with your kids. Don't be the fucking fat ass, lady ass motherfucker parent on the side of the trampoline park catching up on how many people liked your Facebook fucking post. Get in there. I'd say jump around, but you'd probably be doing more of a fucking flop around. But it doesn't care, man. Tell me this. When was the last time your child has been able to fucking tell you what they got for Christmas last year? Huh? Maybe if it was a PlayStation 14, they might remember. My son remembers something we experienced, for Christ's sakes, it had to be over 10 years ago. Experiences, not this material shit. Love isn't about spending our entire fucking paycheck on some chocolates and flowers for Valentine's Day, which is so goddamn cliche. Shit, take the girl to pick wildflowers. Take her to an outdoor art museum. Go sit by the fucking river here and have a picnic. Don't let society tell you that you have to spend money to prove love, because that's bullshit. And anybody that expects that needs to go. Okay? But in defense, and this is what it's all about, man. It's about normalizing all the shit we talk shit about. If somebody expects a certain thing, we're basing our current relationships, in the most part, depending on how old you are, you're basing your current relationships from the one relationship you've seen the most. Your parents. Okay? If they didn't get along, if they did, if dad did the cooking, if mom did the wash, if they were abusive, if they were caring, if they sacrificed. I almost just got a little dizzy right there. That is it. That's where all of our future relationships are structured upon. You don't need to spend money to show love. Affection, compassion, thoughtful decisions are where it's at. Do you know how many times I've changed who I was to accommodate the person I was with? I don't like gold. I like silver. Oh, look what I'm wearing right now. Silver. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I actually ended up liking silver too, but you get my point. Please don't do this, Joe. I don't like when you do that. But I like doing it. I know, but I don't. Okay, I'll change. I'll become who you want me to be, because we fall more in love with the ideal than we do the person. We walk into every fucking situation with expectations. We do. I don't give a shit. I say certain words, right? Let's say certain words. I want you to tell me what the fuck pops up in your head, and then I will compare it to what pops up in my head. India. Camels, dirt, and fucking mud huts. Okay? I now know that India is a very well-established country. Alaska. What are we thinking? Eskimos, igloos, fucking huskies, mush, mush, mush. I actually think of that moody 30 days and 30 nights. That kind of fucking still scares me. But anyways, okay? Let's talk about certain words. And my point here is that our beliefs are typically very solid, and we will defend them. But they're based on very little information. We live in a shoebox and assume shit about everything. How about the word sin? Huh? Sin, right? Oh, it's the seven deadly sins. Yeah, can you name them? You know what? Don't bother, because the original meaning of the word sin was from archery, and it meant to miss the mark. And if that's the case, then I sin every day, all day. I fall short. I don't complete things satisfactory. Okay, since we're on the subject, let's say God. What comes to mind? What do you think of? Long bearded guy sitting up in a cloud behind a gate, hurling thunderbolts at me for sinning. I'm not here to discuss what God is. I can tell you that for me, spirituality in general, when boiled down, any context it's ever been used in for millennia, has always been structured on connection. Okay? Connection to my environment, the people in it, my family, the universe, Mother Nature, and especially myself, right? Because there's a lot of things, most of which I've already explained, that has distanced who I really am to who I am today. And I'm still shifting, still sifting through and try to find out, you know, if we could only do like we do with certain items and like write our initials on it, that'd be cute. But it's not the case. So it's like a junk drawer, right? I'm gonna rummage through. I'm gonna say, okay, what is this? Is this mine? Or did I pick this up from Uncle Russell? You know, he was a Navy SEAL. You know what? This is my Uncle Russell, but it's something worth keeping. Oh, what's this? This is judgment against immigrants. One that I was born into. Because you guys can stop fucking around. We are all immigrants. Okay? Another conversation I got into, which was fucking adorable, was Mexicans don't belong here. I said, do you think the Indians believe we belong here? So let's stop having double standards, man. My family didn't originate in America. Although we pride ourselves in being Americans only because I was born in this country. But we originated somewhere else. And it wasn't here. So we gotta start reassessing these contracts that we've made with ourselves. You know, these belief systems that we've just adopted. And I don't blame the people. I blame the generational acceptance to pass it down, to steal people's choice in their beliefs. My son, Bryce, he was, I think, like 5 years old when I went into rehab, and it was different, right? Like, I seen this kid maybe 5 times in a year, each time wondering, you know, is that my dad? It was painful. My get well job was at Target, which has a story all in itself. I love you, Joe. And I would be placed in the toy section at times, and I would cry, just cry. Like, okay, first of all, I have no money, but if I did, I would buy this for my son. I went through a year like this, and then even longer, taking him every other weekend. My son is now 18, and we have possibly the best father-son relationship I've ever seen. And you know why this happens? Possibly, and I'm not having another kid to find out, is because right from the get-go I explained to Bryce that this is what society is going to tell you you need to be as a man. And we discussed that earlier. I remember one time we were watching a movie, and I'm fucking sensitive, right? And especially if it has something to do like with kids, something I can relate to. And I was crying. And he turned around and he said, "Dad, are you crying?" And I explained to them, yes, because men have emotions and they're not meant to be stuffed down. Then I went on to explain and try to define empathy, not sympathy. And there's a difference. Sympathy is I feel sorry for you. Empathy is I feel with you. And my son is now a wonderful young man. I don't take much credit for them. I take credit for being part in his birth. But this young man was able to grasp on to certain things in life that others overlook.